Today we're gonna run through 10 times anime really crossed the line in 2025. These moments either made fans angry, raised eyebrows so far as to cause censorships, or even forced public apologies. First up, we have Dandadan. Episode 18 featured a track called Hunting Soul, which many felt sounded way too much like work by Yoshiki and the rock band X Japan. The similarity sparked outrage from fans and even Yoshiki himself. Production even had to apologize, admitting they didn't consult with Yoshiki in advance. Next on our list is an ongoing issue. MAPPA, the studio behind big hits like Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, has been under fire for overworking staff, poor working conditions, tight deadlines, and heavy crunches. Even NDAs allegedly preventing staff from speaking out about internal issues. Fans and even some staff has said the quality has been compromised to meet schedule demands. Unfortunately, overworking employees is known to be pretty common in Japan. And speaking of Chainsaw Man, for number 3 on our list, the upcoming Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie has teased that it will adapt a manga scene so brutal that some are calling it nearly unfilmable under R rating or censorship rules. Of course, we know that's what Chainsaw Man is all about, the blood and the gore, so how faithful will the adaptation be? We'll just have to see how much they decide to tone it down, if they decide to tone it down at all. And for number 4, Toei Animation, the studio behind One Piece, announced plans to integrate AI into production. This being for things like storyboards and backgrounds, fans immediately raised concerns. Will this cut corners? Will the animation quality suffer? Is this just about profit? And of course, topics surrounding AI are always heated, especially with someone like Toei leading the charge with integrating AI into their production. It has many fans a bit worried. And moving on to number 5, Japan is facing pressure from international bodies including the UN to regulate or ban lolly content. The Japanese government refuses defending artistic freedom and saying that cultural misunderstandings are at play here. This, of course, is fueling debates online about moral boundaries, cultural export, and what should and shouldn't be allowed. Which actually brings us on to the next point. At number 6, over in the US, the Texas Senate Bill 20 has stirred up quite a huge concern in the anime manga community. The bill proposes criminalizing certain kinds of visual content depicting fictional minors in sexual or suggestive contexts. However, its broad and vague language has raised some concerns among creators and fans that even fictional works featuring youthful-looking characters could be targeted. Some publishers already facing restrictions and backlash at conventions, with legal experts even warning of possible First Amendment conflicts. Supporters are stressing the law is intended to protect children, but calls for clear definitions to continue to prevent unintended censorship. And speaking of censorship, at number 7, anime's dark new series finds itself under fire. Ubel Blatt finally received its anime adaptation in 2025, and fans were excited but quickly disappointed at the same time as the series heavily censored the graphic violence and gore that defined the original manga. Key fight scenes, blood splatter, and even character deaths were toned down or obscured, leaving some moments confusing and undermining the story's dark, mature tones. Of course, sparking backlash with fans arguing that the censorship stripped away the manga's identity and betrayed its themes of betrayal, as well as vengeance and its grim realism, something akin to Berserk, while others defended the edits as necessary for mainstream TV. And keeping the theme of censorship going, we bring it back to Dandadan, which had its Chinese release drastically censored. Scenes, character designs, jokes, dialogue, many signature elements were cut or even blurred to comply with local censorship. But China is well known for censoring its media, and fans outside of China consider the edited version unrecognizable and even an artistic crime. And speaking of China, in early 2025, China sparked outrage by banning 30 new anime series. This is for promoting what authorities would call rebellious youth behavior. Series that were targeted for themes that allegedly glorified violence, rebellion, and anti-authoritarian sentiments, which the government views as detrimental to public morality and social harmony. Some of the shows being Death Note, Tokyo Ghoul, Attack on Titan, Psycho Pass, and High School of the Dead. The ban's raising real concerns about the impact of artistic expression and the portrayal of complex narratives in anime. And finally, at number 10, Astro Royale, the new manga from Ken Wakui, creator of Tokyo Revengers, was cancelled after just 50 chapters. Fans felt the pacing was rushed, characters were underdeveloped, and the series just never got momentum. People were expecting more given Wakui's reputation, so its sudden end left a lot of bitter feelings. But despite all this, the series' final volume included a special epilogue, offering a more complete conclusion to the story. And there you have it, 10 moments where anime went so far that they either got cancelled, censored, or made fans a bit angry. Which one do you think is the worst? And let me know if I missed any moments. Drop a comment below, and if you want more videos like this, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more.